This is Special Feature, presented by Hope College Television, and featuring people and events from the Holland community.
Thank you for joining us. Today on Special Feature, we have Mike Carr, a Hope College student, who has agreed to prepare for us his special homemade salsa. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Ryan.
You know, the first thing I have to ask you about your salsa is how did you become to be interested in making homemade salsa?
Well, I was going to the store and I was purchasing prepared salsa, and I was just paying way too much. And now I was looking into it, did a little research, and I found out that I can make 4 to 5 times as much for the same amount of money. I just figured it's worth the savings.
Okay. Well, I see we have quite an assortment of food before us. What would you say is your most important ingredient when you're preparing your salsa?
Well, I think that the vegetables naturally would be, of course, the most important ingredient in there. And in that vein, I think that homegrown vegetables provide the best flavor and texture and overall quality that is needed for a salsa. I think that they taste better and just overall will make a better salsa.
There's nothing like nature's gift.
That's exactly correct.
Well, in that group of vegetables that are so important in preparing your salsa, what is the vegetable that you isolate as the single most important ingredient?
Well, as far as the flavor goes, and that would be the pepper. Depending on which pepper you use, you can have a sweet tasting, a very hot. Just overall, it can change and vary the flavor of the salsa immensely.
Now, we have jalapenos here. Is that just one type of pepper?
That's just one kind. Some people who are squeamish about hot peppers could use a regular green bell pepper, or a yellow banana pepper. And for those who are really adventurous, they can use the Mexican habanero.
Is that a red pepper?
That is the hottest pepper known to man.
Wow. Well, that is something. Why don't you give us your recipe, if we can give that over the air?
Oh, it's no problem. Well, you start off and you need 8 cups of tomatoes and 3 medium onions. And you can use 6 to 8 jalapenos. And like I said, you can vary the jalapenos number and the different kinds of peppers. You need 1 12-ounce can of tomato paste and a ½ cup of white vinegar. And you can use salt, pepper, and garlic to taste.
Okay, great. Well, how long would this take the average person to make?
Well, the preparation time varies. It takes a very short time to prepare. Just cut up everything, slice it up, put it into the pan, take a pepper and stuff. And then while you just put it on the burner and you cook it for an hour and a half.
What temperature would that be cooked on?
Just simmer it.
Just simmer for an hour and a half?
Simmer for an hour and a half. And, you know, I'm cutting up very quickly here. But what you can do is basically change the texture. To change the texture is add, cut it up in different ways. A flavorful palette.
Oh, great.
And so you just mix them up and let it cook.
Okay. Well, we do have a final product here sitting before us. But before I taste that and give it the ultimate test, I just want you to convince me that I should indeed make my own salsa as opposed to going out to, say, a supermarket and buying it off the shelf, prepared, and going through the checkout line, because it seems to me that still maybe prepared salsa is a bit of an advantage.
Well, I think that overall perhaps the time factor might be it, but as far as taste and quality goes, there's nothing better than a homemade salsa. You can vary it to your particular needs and likes. If you like it a little hotter, you can add hot peppers. If you like it sweeter, you can add some cinnamon or some brown sugar to make it a sweeter taste. You know where the vegetables are coming from. You know you don't have to worry about preservatives and all that other stuff. It's just more natural and better and more healthy for you.
Now, does it matter which seeds you use for your garden work, or is that getting too much into it?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, so just as long as they're homemade vegetables and gentle care over the simmer.
Yeah, as long as you're satisfied with the vegetables that you're getting.
Okay, well, let's give it the final test. This is Mike Carr's homemade salsa. I hope you're a winner. Very fine, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks once again for joining us. This is Ryan Kreider for Special Feature.
This has been Special Feature, presented by Hope College Television and featuring people and events from the Holland community.